Hello! If you've never been to my channel before, I talk all about anxiety. I have suffered with anxiety for a very long time and I'm definitely more on the road to recovery now. I'm starting to see more positive and I'm starting to believe in myself a bit more. Things are starting to get a little bit better. I still have anxiety, but it's not as bad as it was. I still sometimes have panic attacks. Things aren't totally plain sailing, totally easy, but I have been a lot worse before. But I'm definitely getting better. I've had times in my life where anxiety has been everything. All of my life has been consumed by it. I've been actually quite unwell with anxiety before, with mental health illnesses. And I have always been surrounded by really, really amazing friends who really try and help me. And I've also been surrounded by some friends that aren't so great and that didn't understand as much. But I wanted to share some things with you that my friends have done for me before when I've been really not in a good place with anxiety. And if you are somebody that's watching this video because you have a friend with severe anxiety, you're already the best friend for watching this. Seriously, you really need good friends around you when you're going through a time like this. And the fact you're watching this video trying to help your friend says so much, and it says that you really are a beautiful person, and honestly, you watching this video I'm sure would mean so much to them, never mind anything else, and I think you're really amazing. The first thing I would say is to see where they are in their anxiety, getting a bit of a better understanding about what their abilities are, about what they're really struggling with, what they can do, because there's actually nothing worse than when somebody says to you things like, let's go out to do this, and you can't, and it feels like you have to come out about your anxiety a million times a day and say, I'm sorry, I can't do that because of this, that and the next thing. If you just know where your friend's at, you know what they're capable of, and they will tell you when they're more capable of other things. Really understand where they're at and celebrate them in that moment. All the little things that they are able to do them with them, and really celebrate the little tiny things that they do every day. Make them feel like they're really making strides, and any little thing that they do that's an achievement, whether that to you doesn't really seem like an achievement, try and notice the little things that they do that they wouldn't have done last week or 2 months ago. One of the really nice things that a couple of my friends did when I was really unwell was they'd come and visit me, and I didn't really like friends coming into my house. I lived with my parents at the time. I didn't really like people coming to my house because I felt quite claustrophobic, and I felt like if I feel really anxious or whatever, I can't ask them to leave because that would be really rude, but it would make me feel really claustrophobic. So what we would do is we'd sit on my doorstep, and so it was kind of like a middle of, I didn't feel able to leave the house at that point, but I didn't feel able for them to come in. And so that was the perfect thing, was we would sit on the doorstep, we would chat for a while, and whenever I started to feel like, oh, I don't feel too great, I would go upstairs and they would leave. And that was the best thing. Some days I didn't feel like seeing anybody, and some days I didn't feel like I could really hold a conversation with friends. So on those days when my friends text me like, hey, do you want to meet up at your doorstep? I would say no, I don't feel able to do that. Never take that offensively, and never take that like they don't want to see you. I'm sure they would love to see you, but they just don't feel able to do that. But that was one of the best things that my friends did. Was I didn't really feel that capable of doing much else when it came to seeing my friends. Didn't really feel able to go out and have coffee with them, didn't really feel able for them to come into my house. That was the only thing I really felt able to do, but it meant that I could get some normality. I could hear about their jobs, I could hear about the world outside, and also just have a bit of a laugh, and that would always cheer me up. So that was one thing that I loved that my friends did, that I would recommend you try and do. The next one is to take small steps with them, really tiny steps. I have a friend who drives who would do little tiny things with me, and some slightly bigger things with me. So I've had friends that have gone to get their nails done with me. So they'd be going to get their nails done, I would go and try with them, and I would brief them beforehand and say, okay, I'm really anxious about this. If I need to leave, can you please tell the nail technician, the nail person, that why I've left? Can you please try and keep me safe while we go? Can you do X, Y and Z? And having that person there briefed, and having that person there knowing that I might not be able to do it, instantly relaxed me and made me feel like there's somebody here that understands, there's somebody here that is keeping me safe, and there's somebody here that if I need to leave, they'll leave with me. This could happen in so many situations. Another friend I was definitely not able to work or able to go to college, she actually got me my first ever job, and she made me feel so safe, and made me feel like if you come and you last for an hour in work, that's absolutely fine. Obviously I know you might not be in a position to be able to offer your friend something like that, but I think just keeping your friend safe and saying to your friend, if they show interest in, oh, I really want to be able to do this, I really want to be able to go uptown, I really want to be able to go and get a job, whatever it is, with them, take them on their first steps and say, okay, you might not be able to go out and get a job right now, you might not be able to go uptown right now, but how about we walk to the bus stop together? Or how about I drive you around the block? How about we do the tiny little steps together, and if you're not feeling well, if you feel really bad, we turn back and we go back into your safe comfort zone. But try and show them that you are willing to do the tiny little things with them, and show them that you are going to keep them safe, and that you are going to, if they need to go with them. That's the best thing you could possibly do for somebody with really severe anxiety. The next thing is to include them as much as possible. I know I have, all of my friends like going into town and going clubbing and all that kind of stuff, but a lot of them will, I don't know whether this is to include me or whether it is not to, and they just want to do this anyway, but a lot of my friends will start, if they're having a birthday, they will start at a pub near me so that I can be included. Or they will, when they want to meet up, they will instantly ask to meet up somewhere near me so that I don't have to go through the motions of, oh, I can't do that because of this. They understand my boundaries and they respect them, and whenever they are trying to do something fun, they will try and do it closer to me, and they will try and do it in a way that I feel safe so that I can still go out with them and I can still be included. Obviously you can't always include your friends with anxiety because there's lots of things that they might not be able to do and you want to do, and never ever feel like you have to stop your life or stop doing certain things because you want to include them. They will really understand the certain things they can't do, it's just on them and it's just their thing that they are working on. But if there is times where you feel like you could include that friend, if there's times that you're choosing between going to a pub in town and going to a pub near your friend, try and choose that one and try and include them and trying to make it fun. That's something my friends have done for me that has been really appreciated and made me still able to have a social life. And the last thing is, when they're really going through something bad, do something sweet and nice for them. And I've had plenty of times this has happened to me, times where I've had a panic attack at work or whatever, and my friend has come up and brought me chocolate. I've had friends that have, when I've been going through a really hard time, wrote me really sweet cards. Obviously it's not about the material thing, and if you're not able to do the material thing, stuff like writing them a letter or stuff, honestly, when you're going through anxiety and when it's really hard, I don't know why I feel emotional, when it's really hard and you're going through anxiety, your days are all the same, and you wake up and you sit on the sofa and you feel pretty rubbish, and you kind of feel like you're waiting for something really awful to happen every single day. You probably watch the same TV programmes, you probably eat the same food, you have the same fear constantly all day long. And if something breaks up that day, whether it's a visit from your friend or whether it is your friend bringing you chocolate or whatever it is probably the best thing that's going to happen to you that week. And it's really special when you have friends that do that kind of thing for you. Even if you are going to be in the neighbourhood and you drop by and your friend doesn't feel like seeing you, and leaving even just like some tea bags on the doorstep, you know, just tiny little things that could brighten up somebody's day. They really tiny little things that take 2 minutes for you mean so much to people that are going through a really hard time. Yeah, there's been lots and lots of really nice things that my friends have done for me. Even things like, oh, I'm in town, do you need anything? Stuff like that. Keeping them in mind and respecting their boundaries is a massive thing. Taking them on tiny little steps with you. There's so many things. Just being really understanding about where they're at. And honestly, good friendships are the best thing when you're going through a hard time. And I really value my friendships that I have with people. And if you're watching this video as somebody that has a friend with anxiety, you are the best, and they are so lucky to have you. So yeah, thanks very much for watching this video, and I'll see you soon.